Hello, welcome to the Korean Grammar Warehouse. I'm Shannon. You guys, have you finished studying Korean alphabets and pronunciation of words? When you start learning Korean, after learning the pronunciation rules of Korean and some basic words, the scope of your study is expanded to sentences. So I decided to talk about sentence order and characteristics of Korean today before going to the next explanation of another grammatical expression. I hope this video will help those who are in trouble about how to continue studying Korean after the basic learning. Korean is basically composed of subject, object, and predicate in sentence order. In this regard, the word order of Korean differs clearly from English because the predicate is located before the object in English. There is a clear representation of each component of the sentence, which is called 조사 particles. 는, 이가, 을 are the most main ones, and others have specific meaning for each. All particles are located after nouns. 는 represents that the noun with the particle is the topic of the entire sentence. However, it has a wide variety of functions, and some of them are not easy for foreigners to understand and use in the right ways. So you should see and learn as many sentences as possible. 이가 indicates the subject of the sentence. However, it also has additional functions, so you'd better to study them separately. 을 represents the object of the sentence. Because it is often omitted in conversation, I will deal with exactly what it functions and how they are used in another video. Koreans tend to put the point of what we want to say at the back of the sentence. That's why there is a saying that you have to listen to Korean until the end. 한국말은 끝까지 들어봐야 해요. You don't know whether this sentence is a question or just a plain statement until the end. 학생들이 여기에서 수업을 들어요? It's a question, and you don't know whether you like exercise or not until the end. 저는 운동을 좋아하지 않습니다. In Korean, the modifier precedes the subject. The expression of the larger unit precedes the expression of the smaller unit, and the auxiliary term follows vocabulary. Also, specific clause usually precedes clause which has the range of the whole sentence. Here is a delicious food. I live in 흑석동, Seoul, Korea. My friend usually goes home at 7:50. I want to have a bag as a gift. When my brother was young, I used to tease him. If the order of adverbs goes with time, space, and tool or method, it's standard, but it's not that essential in Korean. There are various omis in Korean. Omi is divided into the connecting words which locate in the middle of the sentence and connect the two clauses. And the ending words which ends the sentence. Each omi has more than one semantic function. Omi is the most focused part of education in most schools or institutions that teach Korean. And in fact, the exact meaning and distinction of omi is the main reason why I started producing YouTube videos. Both of them have dozens or more, and some omis do not fit together in one sentence. So the use of these two leaves a wrong sentence like this. One of the reasons why it is wrong sentence when some words are used together is that Korean has different words or expressions used in sentences that mean facts and in sentences that mean content that comes from personal thoughts. In these examples, we can see the word never can be divided into two uses for facts and opinions. 저는 아이스크림을 전혀 먹지 않아요. I never eat ice cream. 아이스크림을 절대 먹지 마세요. Never eat ice cream. Never was expressed differently in Korean. 전혀 goes with 지 않다 to represent facts, and 절대 goes with 지 말다 to express opinions in each sentence. Of course, however, they are not always used like this. 제 가방은 그게 아니고 이거예요. My bag is not that one. This is my bag. 이 가방 말고 저거 사고 싶어요. I want to buy that bag, not this one. The first sentence contains fact about the owner of the bag, and the second sentence contains his feelings of wanting to buy it. So the expressions denying the bag were expressed differently as 아니고 and 말고 for each. If you add the reasons before these two sentences, the connection will also be different too. If 너무 차갑다, to be too cold, and 더럽다, to be dirty, are used as modifiers for natural connection, the first sentence uses 아어서, and the second sentence uses 으니까 to convey the reason for each sentence. 너무 차가워서, 더러우니까. If this is not obeyed, it becomes a wrong sentence. And in the case of omi, these expressions are used as representative ones with true events and content of opinion. 왔어요. 씁니다. 씁니까? 으세요. 을게요. 읍시다. 아어서 으니까 for reason function and 기가 무섭게 는대로 for the meaning of as soon as, and there are more. The point I'm making here is that the words indicating facts and opinions go with the words in the same categories for each in the sentence, like I have said before here. Alphabet pronunciation rules exist, but the Korean language educators do not teach the sentence accent separately. But Korean sentences are not pronounced without any stress at all. In the case of questionary sentence, the tone is usually raised at the end of it, but sometimes not, depending on the situation and the speaker's mood or confidence. Here is one example. 제인 씨,
한국 사람이지요?
and 제인 씨, 한국 사람이죠. Also, even if it is the same sentence, the stress of speaking it slowly and quickly may different. 저는 한국 사람이 아니에요. And
저는 한국 사람이 아니에요.
however, if the meaning of a sentence changes depending on the strength of a point, the meaning and the strength are taught separately. 저는 그 사람이 거기에서 피아노를 칠 줄 알았어요. I thought that he would play the piano there, but it didn't happen. And 저는 그 사람이 거기에서 피아노를 칠 줄 알았어요. I knew that he would play the piano there, and it really happened. 칠 줄 알았어요. I thought. 칠 줄 알았어요. I knew. The subject or object is often omitted when the people in the conversation already know the content. Unless it's a special case, most of the subjects in the sentences of proposal and command are omitted. And in the case of plain and questionary sentences, the nouns that have already appeared before are rarely given or used again. There are the personal pronouns in Korean too, but it is uncommon to use them. If you use them in conversation, it feels very awkward, and sometimes they are used in writings such as novels and press news. Therefore, the conversation can flow as follows. 안녕하세요. 요즘 잘 지내세요? Hello. How is it going? 네. 저는 잘 지냅니다. 얼굴이 좋아 보이시네요. 남편분도 잘 지내시죠? Yes, I am pretty good. You look good. Your husband is also fine, isn't he? 네, 잘 지내요. 그나저나 한국어 책 사셨어요? Yes, he is fine. By the way, did you buy the Korean book? 네, 어제 샀어요. Yes, I did yesterday. In this conversation, the subject you and he and the object Korean book were omitted because they already knew who and what were referring to. This is the style of ordinary conversation among Koreans. For the last, most Korean takes different types of grammatical words and vocabulary depending on their use. There are different forms used in writing from the ones in conversations, and different forms can be used when listeners are present and when you talk to yourself. And there are grammatical words and vocabulary that honor the counterpart or lower yourself, depending on who the person is in the conversation, to show proper courtesy that is quite important
In Korea.
Specific references to these will be made when describing each word in the separated videos. Since the content is so extensive and the cases are numerous, there are many other minor Korean characteristics. You will learn more about the details as you study Korean. I believe that the explanation of this video will serve as a stepping stone to understanding the contents of the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe my channel and stay with me. Bye!